Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with allthingsbbq.com, and today we're going to talk about how to cook a burger on a gas grill. Well, we're getting back to basics once again here today with a little more grilling 101, this time talking about how to cook a burger on a gas grill. Now, gas grills still by far the most owned, the most popular grill by ownership here in America, I don't know, maybe throughout the world. And what that means is that if you're watching this, chances are you've got a gas grill already, you're looking to buy your first grill, you're looking to upgrade your current gas grill. And I get that. These are quick, they're convenient, they're clean, it's a great place to start. It's a great place to continue cooking. It's kind of a gateway drug into the entire world of outdoor cooking and barbecue. Now, whatever your situation is today, I'm just looking to give you a few tips and techniques that are gonna help you get the best possible burger off your gas grill. Now, the very first thing you wanna do when you're getting ready to cook your burgers is go fire up the grill, because having a hot grill is really key to getting a great crust on your burger. Now, today we're cooking on the Napoleon P500RSIB. Now, this is a propane grill and it gets super hot. I'm gonna let this thing preheat for about 20 minutes while you go prep all the rest of your ingredients inside the house. And this thing should be over 600 degrees when we come back to it to start cooking. Now, generally speaking, when we're cooking backyard style burgers, the goal is to get a nice crispy exterior without drying out the patty and overcooking it, taking it way too far internal temperature. So there's a couple of things that we can do to get us there. The first thing is your meat selection. What fat ratio are you looking at? And honestly, that 80-20 is pretty ideal. The more fat that's in there, the less likely you are to dry out the burger. The other thing you can do is start with a nice cold ground beef. That way you're starting with cold meat, which means the center hasn't warmed up yet, and you can crisp the outsides, the top and the bottom, without overcooking the meat that's in the middle. So I've got some beef today from Creekstone Farms. This is their brisket blend burger puck, and it's fantastic. It sits right in that range of 81-19, so we're right in that sweet spot. These things come in big pucks, so we're gonna actually shape them ourselves, and I'll show you how we do that. So here's our burger puck. You can see they come pretty thick. You can totally smash these out for smash burgers, or what we're gonna do today, which is just to flatten them out a bit for more of a backyard style burger. I'm gonna take 2 pieces of wax paper, and you can either do this by hand or even get more even pressure by using a burger press. And we're not gonna press this too thin. I want this to be roughly the size of my burger bun. Whatever that is, just a little bit bigger. And so we could actually go just a little bit thinner here. But by using that press, now we've got a really even thickness all the way across. And then what I can do is kind of just put that little divot right in the center where you know this burger is gonna baseball up anyway, because all of those juices run to the center and it plumps up. This is just one of those, you know, visually you want to keep it about even. It's still gonna plump up, so you're actually gonna get a pretty even burger by putting that divot right in the center. Now, at this point, we don't worry about working any additional ingredients into this meat. I just want completely unadulterated ground beef. If we work any seasonings to the interior, it starts to pull moisture. The salt starts to pull moisture out of the meat, and then you get a wet surface, and you can't get a crispy exterior if you have a wet surface on the outside. So that kind of moves us into the next step, which is seasoning. And when we season our burgers, we want to do it right before they go onto the grill. Just long enough for the seasoning to attach, but not so long that it starts to draw moisture out of the meat. We're not dry brining these burgers. Now, you've certainly got plenty of options as far as seasonings go. Any great beef or burger seasoning that you have in your life, use that on your burgers. This one works particularly well. This is the Yoder Smokers Beef Rub. It's salty. It doesn't have too much sweetness in it, because I never really like that on a burger. But it's also got a bit of that red in it from the chili powder, their paprika. So great flavors, black pepper, salt. You can always just do those two if you need to. So we're just gonna stack these. We're only seasoning one side for now. The other side will hit when it actually gets onto the grill. Now, our grill's sitting at about 650 degrees, and that's gonna bring us to the next tip here, and that's to make sure that your grates are totally clean when you start grilling. If you got anything stuck to those grates, it's gonna be something for the meat to stick to, and that's gonna make it difficult when you need to go flip. Now, some people will put oil on the grates. Some people We'll rub some raw onion on the grates. I'm not gonna say that these things don't help. I definitely have done both things in the past, but the truth is if your grill is clean, your meat is cold, and your fat ratio is right, it's going to release on its own whether or not you do those other things. I'm gonna hit this with just a little bit more seasoning now. And we can go ahead and close up the grill and let them cook. All right, so this is less than 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes into the cook now. If the burger releases, it's ready to flip. And when we go to flip, we're not gonna put it right where it was before, but move it to a hot spot. Another spot where there was nothing on the grates, so we're getting all the heat from the grates as well as the ambient heat from down below. If you've got to force this part at all, then it's not ready to flip. But just a little bit of coercion there. Pardon my flip. If it comes off without a fight, you're good to go. So just gonna toast some buns now. We get a little bit of texture on those. We're using a seeded brioche bun today. Potato roll would be my other favorite choice. And the next thing we're looking for now is obviously want to get a crust on the bottom, and then we're looking for the internal temperature to come up to the proper finishing temperature. Now, the USDA would recommend 165 degrees on ground meat. And I would say that that's the safe number, but for my preference, it's gonna be a little bit lower. So we're looking at like 150, 155. So we're gonna pull those, we'll let them come up in internal temperature. It's totally up to you. You trust your meat source. You wanna go a little bit lower, you absolutely can. If you wanna make sure you cook every last bit of bacteria out of there, you're gonna be fine after you hit 155 to 160. So we're looking at like 140 on these burgers right now, which means this is the perfect time for us to go ahead and hit them with the cheese. And I always like to cheese these while they're still on the grill, so you get that nice melty cheese that just fully encompasses that burger. Ooh, buns are looking good, so we're gonna pull those off. All right, we're right in that 155 range, so I'm gonna pull these off. So let's go ahead and build these burgers now. We're gonna start with a little Kewpie mayo on the bottom. And then right on top of that, we're gonna hit it with some butter lettuce. I love this butter lettuce for these burgers. It's the right amount of crunch and soft lettuce. And then we create that moisture barrier in between all the juicy stuff and the bun, so we don't ruin it right off the bat when we throw our tomato slice on. I don't like to go too thick with my tomato slices, but that's totally up to you. And then we're gonna hit the tomato with just a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. Sprinkle of kosher sea salt. This always makes a tomato taste better. And now before we get to the burger itself, we're gonna do some onions. These have just been macerated in a little bit of that kosher sea salt, so it starts to soften them up. That way they're not quite so, like abrasive when you bite into them. And they've got just a little bit of saltiness going on as well. It's a nice texture, a great flavor without actually cooking the onion. And now we've got our burger, patties with American cheese, still very hot. And we're gonna top all these off with just a couple of pickles. We're gonna hit the top bun with a little bit of our Smokin' Ghost ketchup from Hoff and Pepper. This stuff is so dang good. Got a nice little kick to it as well. Not going too heavy. I'm not a huge ketchup on a burger guy, but this stuff is so tasty, and I know that a lot of people love ketchup on their burgers. I don't think it's out of place when you're doing like a backyard style burger. All right, let's slice into this and see how we did. Ooh. Oh yeah, look at the juices dripping out of this one. That right fat content, not overcooking it. You still get the crispy exterior, but all that, I'm not gonna squeeze all that juice out of there, but you can see It looks juicy.
Oh my goodness.
So juicy. It's just dripping out of here right now. Oh, that beefiness is fantastic. That Creekstone Farms brisket blend, so tasty. I'm gonna say it, American cheese belongs on a cheeseburger. It's melty, it's delicious, it's salty. It goes great with the contrast of all the fresh ingredients. I mean, you get your tomato, you got your lettuce, you've even got that bright, briny bite out of the pickles. Very simple, but balanced. Backyard style burger with huge flavor, and it came off the gas grill. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out allthingsbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to allthingsbbq.com/thesauce. All Things Barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.